berhenti berhati-hati ketika membuka ruang simpan di atas. Pastikan semua barangan anda diam.
Hey guys, welcome to another video. Today's video is going to be on Bali, and this video is going to be in parts. First part is going to be my journey from SANUR to Nusa Penida. So it's going to be like a series where I'm going to tell you all what I learned on my trip and like things not to do and things to do while you're on the trip. So I've made it in parts so that it's going to be easy for me to remember exactly what happened where, and the things I learned over time. So I have like a list of things which I'm going to share with you, and I hope it'll be very insightful for your journey to Bali. So first of all, when we landed in Bali, we were kind of skeptical and scared to like take any random taxi on the road because we've heard so much about the taxi guys ripping people off. So because of that, I booked ahead with the hotel for transport, and that's how we got from the airport to the hotel. So from what we experienced, I would actually suggest to make sure that if you're getting a driver to come to pick you up, for them to come at least 1 hour or 1.5 hours after you've landed, because of visa on arrival, the immigration is kind of packed. So it takes about 1.5 hours to get through immigration. And if you're having your hotel pick you up, then there's no problem because usually they estimate the proper time and they know exactly how many hours it takes to get from immigration to pick your bag and all of that. But if you want to not get a taxi from your hotel, because it might be quite pricey compared to just getting a taxi on something like Bluebird. And Bluebird is an app which you can install on your phone ahead, and then when you're at the Bali airport, you can get on the Wi-Fi and you can order a taxi, and that's much cheaper than actually booking your transport ahead from the hotel. So when you go to exchange money, you can go to any exchange which is actually authorized. They will have like a mention of it somewhere in the area, but don't go to these tiny little booths where you can exchange money. Usually they will entice you with like higher exchange rates, but it's very dodgy because the time we tried to exchange money in a really dodgy place, we just wanted to see what will happen. The guy gave us all 50k notes, and it's like really hard to count when it's 50k because it's just a lot of money. The guy actually gave us the full amount and he counted it in front of us. And then when we took it and when we counted it, it was only half the amount, which was a bit sketchy to, I don't know, it was really sketchy. And we only exchanged like a really small amount, like $100 or something like that, and it was so weird. It's like he was doing some kind of magic trick and he was like making the rest of the notes disappear, and then we kept telling him this is less, and then we realized that all the videos that tell you not to go and exchange at these dodgy exchange places were telling the truth. It's really scary to deal with money and knowing that you're getting robbed right under your nose. So it's best to be aware of this situation and not go to those small places. They also try to like make small talk to distract you. So when they distract you, they kind of like put the money down and then take it out at the same time. They like keep asking you personal questions like, have you been to this place? Have you been to this place? Have you been to that place? Or where are you from? Or something like that. So just be careful of those small exchange places which are not authorized. So SANUR was our first stop, and SANUR was our first stop because we wanted to take our boat rides from the SANUR port, and more or less I got it right when I booked SANUR because from SANUR port there are a lot of boats going to Nusa Penida, and it's kind of a very famous port. SANUR is a very affordable place. It's kind of unknown to a lot of foreigners, and a lot of foreigners actually don't come there a lot. And because of that, the things are quite cheap, and like the food is pretty decent, not very expensive. In SANUR, we stayed 2 days, and in those 2 days, we were planning on going to Nusa Penida, and also we were planning on going to the Lombok Islands, Gili T, Gili Air, Gili Meow. Basically, what we were planning on doing is going to Sanur and then getting a tour from there to Nusa Penida and then back to Sanur and then from Sanur to Gili T. So on the first night when we were walking to dinner, we came across this tour company, and they basically have a lot of tour companies around, so it's best to like check around and see which price is the best rather than just going to the first stop and like getting the first guy you come across to provide you the tour. So I would really suggest trying to haggle and trying to bargain for a better price. The person we came across and who was pretty good in their price and in their service was this one guy. I'll put his details all below. So if you're going to Bali, you can definitely use this person's contact, and he's like really good. And he's the one who set up all our tours to Ubud, to Seminyak, everything. He's the one who helped us. So I would definitely recommend him, and you can check his details in the description box. So at Sanur, we decided to get a SIM card, which is very important when you're in Bali, since you can get lost and you always want to be contactable. So we got a SIM card, and that costed 120k, and that was for data and also minutes to call around, because at one point of our trip it was really important that we made a call, and I was so glad that we actually put credit in our phone. So I actually recorded all my expenses for the trip, so I can tell you that a lunch costed 106k for 2 people. You can see, I will show you the clips of the food. This was for lunch, and it was a pretty good meal, and 106,000 is pretty good, even though it sounds like a lot. It's not. And their meals are pretty good portions. Sanur is a pretty cheap place compared to the rest of the places we've been to. So according to price, I will tell you which place is the most cheapest throughout the videos, so you will know which place is more affordable. So Sanur is probably the second cheapest. A massage would cost you around 85k, which is pretty good compared to the other places we went to. So for our trip to Nusa Penida, because we were kind of new to Bali, we were a little scared, so we paid like an advance for the Nusa Penida tour. Once we came back, we paid the rest. We also booked to Gili T, for which we also paid an advance, more than half, since we knew the tour company, and then the rest we paid in the place where they took us to get the tickets, which is on the way to the port. So you will stop in the ticket place. They will give you all the bus tickets. The bus basically is for a shuttle, which would take you to whichever place you are going to next after you come back from Gili T or Gili Air or Gili Meow. So the Nusa Penida trip was organized really well. In the morning we got the driver who came and picked us up. He took us to the Sanur port, and from the Sanur port, which is from our hotel to the Sanur port, it took like only 15 minutes. And then from Sanur port we had to stay like a couple of like minutes. You can like hang around in near their booth. They have like a booth set up for those particular ports. For example, the company we booked with was named Yamuna, and Yamuna had a booth, and we kind of like stuck around the booth because we were kind of scared, because obviously it's a new place and we don't know anything about that area. So we just stayed close to the booth, and then once all the passengers were there, we were taken down to the boat. It's like a 15-minute to 20-minute wait from getting to the booth and from the booth to the boat. So once we were aboard, we had these like little tags which were given to us from the boat company, which said the boat's name, and they kind of like checked the tags, and they took it from us after we got into the boat. So you can sit on any side you like, and the boats are pretty comfortable, and there are life jackets, so it's not very dodgy in that sense. You kind of feel safe.
wanna jump in here.
Talking about Nusa Penida, once we got to Nusa Penida, we were introduced to our driver. So each driver had like 4 passengers, and we were 2 of them, and there was another couple also on board. So that driver was in charge of the 4 of us, and we were taken to Kelly King Beach, Angels Billabong, Broken Beach, and Crystal Beach. So they were basically like 4 beaches. The first being Kelly King, and Kelly King is a good viewpoint to look at, but I don't know who really goes down to the beach, because it's like pretty treacherous, because it's just so steep, and I don't think I even saw anybody go down there, but I'm pretty sure there are a couple of people who would love to go down to that beach, because it's a really nice beach, as you can see in the video. It's really hard and a lot of effort to get down there, and the drivers don't really wait that long, so because of that we just took some pictures and we just explored the area a little bit, and then we headed back. So the road in Nusa Penida is pretty bad. There's a lot of potholes, and it's like doing this. The vehicle we got was, I'm not sure that it was a 4-wheel, but it was a decent vehicle. It was pretty new. I kept being rocked to sleep. That was a good thing, because I could sleep anywhere, anytime, any place. So because of the vehicle rocking for all those potholes and stuff, I just fell asleep a couple of times actually, because even the driver was playing some really sleepy music. Angels Billabong, during the season which we went there, it was not its beautiful self, because the tide was low in December, January. You could actually see the green moss which forms on the rocks, and usually that will be covered by water, and people can actually swim in that area, though it's like pretty dangerous. People would swim in that area because it's like a shallow, and it's really hard to explain, but it's a beautiful place. But during the season which we went in, it wasn't that great because the water had all just gone away, so I kind of avoided taking pictures of it because it wasn't that great. And the next place we went to was Broken Beach, and Broken Beach is not accessible from land. You'd probably have to take a boat to like go and stand on the actual beach. So what you would be doing is, if you go to Broken Beach, is just stand and like take pictures of the broken beach, and that was pretty nice. Then we went to have lunch, and lunch was included in the package, but it was not a great spot to be very honest. They'd give you like 4 items on the menu, and they would ask you to choose from those 4 only, and you can choose other things if you want to, but you'd have to pay for them. But these 4 were like included in the package. It was okay, and then you get also a drink included in that. Not hygienic at all, but okay. then we were taken to Crystal Beach, and they'd like allow you to stay there a really long time, like to have a sea bath and do whatever you want for like a couple of hours. So we just hung around, had some food, really just relaxed. We didn't really want to bathe in the sea because we were planning on going to Giditi, and we didn't want to, you know, waste it at this place. Since the sun is really hot and we tan people, we tan a lot and we tan really fast, which is shitty sometimes. So you gotta really decide where you wanna get burnt, whether it's worth getting burnt. So once we were finished with Crystal Beach, we had to like find the other couple. The driver took us back to the port, and from there it took like about 25 minutes to get into the boat. Before the whole trip in Nusa Penida starts, they would tell you like the boat leaves at a particular time, because there aren't a lot of boats after a particular time. So you gotta be careful about time, and you have to stay close to your driver, whoever who's driving you at that time. When we were in Bali, the sea was kind of rough in that area from SANUR to Nusa Penida. So the boat was pretty shaky, and like shaky in the sense not shaky like this, but like it was like hitting waves like this, and it was like a lot to put up with. It was like probably the worst boat trip I've ever been on, and I don't think I'll ever do the, you know, SANUR to Nusa Penida trip ever again, because it was just terrible. And probably because it was that season. We went during end December and beginning January. I'm guessing that's not a very good season to visit Nusa Penida. I will explain about the Gili Islands in the next video. I really hope you enjoyed this video. I hope it was very informative. So I'll see you in the next video.